Hi everyone. The first thing I want to say is please check out annev.me. That's ANNEV.me. You don't have to drop everything and do it now, but I just want to let you know again about that website. I say that at the end of every video. By the time I get to that, are you really watching? I mean, if you're a really loyal subscriber, first of all, thank you for being so loyal. But secondly, in case you're not watching at the end, I thought I'd say it at the beginning this time. Alright, well, I'm just going to scrap that video. I guess last week's work week vlog, there wasn't a whole lot to it. I went ahead and vlogged for the sake of just vlogging. I guess I'm feeling like I want to go ahead and just make something of that, like vlogging. This is like a vlogging channel. But here I am editing, and somewhere along the line I must have deleted like the majority of the thing, and I could remerge it and start it all over, but I'm just not gonna. There wasn't anything that significant, I don't think, that was there, and I mean, I'm just not in the mood to deal with it right now, so I'm just gonna scrap it, and we'll just start over this week. I haven't had a full week where my preferred ride service could take me there and back for a while. For probably the past 3 or 4 weeks, there have been some days when they have not been able to, including this week. I don't know about Wednesday or Thursday yet, but Monday they can't take me in, Tuesday they can't take me home, and as it is now, I've got door-to-door transit doing both. I have no one to call on in the morning. If they can't pick me up in the morning, I have to use door-to-door transit. I just don't have any alternatives. In the afternoons, I've got a couple of scant people. I wish every time I needed a ride, I didn't have to call on one of those 2 people. You know, I mean, give people a break. But hopefully on Tuesday, this person can pick me up. Even if he can't, I've got a door-to-door transit window set up. Speaking of door-to-door transit, I don't think it's Sunday afternoon, and there's no reason now I can't set my alarm to wake me up earlier than I like to have to get up, because I've got a 7:12 to 7:40 door-to-door transit window. Hi everyone, it's Monday morning. Maybe one thing about vlogging is maybe I just shouldn't do it first thing in the morning. Because part of the reason why I'm not going to go through with publishing last week's vlog is it always starts the same way. Every morning I'm just I seem to go to bed at night, wake up too early in the morning, like when most people are still asleep, try to go back to sleep, sometimes succeed, sometimes like this morning not, and just be kind of grumpy about going into work. Who wants to watch that an entire video? So, I mean, you might already have, but there was 1 or 2 work week vlogs that I've already done. You know, I am just naturally negative, and I'm willing to try to change that. You know, I'm trying to be more positive about my job and just kind of about life in general, but at the same time, I seem to gravitate toward having negative feelings. And nothing like, for example, not having a ride that I really like to start that, or to kind of trigger that just a little. Then come the thoughts about how if I didn't have to physically go into work, this might not be such a problem. This wouldn't be such a problem. But how long am I going to beat that dead horse? I work for a pharmacy. I don't know if it's state or federal, probably federal. Pharmacy laws forbid medication leaving the pharmacy facility until it's actually going to the person it's meant to be used by. And I can understand that, but as a person who cannot drive and works with the medication, I wish that there was a way for me to do my job from home. But in every other way, this is the perfect job for me, so I'm going to keep it. And in a lot of ways, this is a pretty good apartment for me. So part of me thinks I should just keep it until I'm good and darn ready to level up. And when I say level up, I mean have laundry facilities in my actual house or apartment. And frankly, that's not a so-called affordable housing kind of apartment. That's a pay your entire income for it kind of apartment. That's a be in a situation where you make way more money than I do right now and can afford that kind of apartment. Part of me thinks until such time as I am in a place where I can actually, like, my finances are in a place where I can put that kind of money into rent and still have money to live on and save with, maybe I should just stay where I am. But number one, will I ever get to that place? Number two, even if I do, how am I supposed to believe it's going to happen between now and March of 2023? What's so important about March of 2023? March of 2023 is when there is scheduled to be a huge construction project going on in my building. One that, frankly, I'm not willing to live in it while that's going on. Or at least that's my first inclination. Out of desperation, I may have to. Or I may have to move in with a relative while this is going on, but I feel like the construction would take longer than she could or would want to put me up. So I'm like, then what would I do? But there's nothing I can do about that now, and I think what I was trying to get at was, until I'm actually ready to make the kind of changes I want in life, I've got a pretty good life as it is now. Even though this door-to-door transit vehicle is going to come between 7:10 and 7:40, and it's
6:37 a.m. and 21 seconds.
6:37. Well, usually when door-to-door transit shoves me off to the cab company, the system will have called by now to tell me, so probably it's going to be later on in the window, and it's an actual door-to-door transit vehicle. And I actually don't know if I'm going to vlog today or not. You know, I know you don't necessarily want to know what happens with me every day as far as transportation. But if I'm creating a work week vlog, that's kind of what it ends up being about. Maybe I'll just play it by ear and, like, maybe not do one every week, or I don't know. I want to kind of perfect my art of vlogging or audio vlogging, doing whatever you want to call this. Even though I know that the art of vlogging myself will probably not get me monetized because of the way I do it and the way the YouTube algorithm works. And this is too impromptu for a podcast, I'm told, so YouTube actually probably is the best way to do it. Or just put it on my website itself, anv.me, maybe make it an audio blog or something. But if I put a blog section up with a whole bunch of audio blogs, how will it be searchable? You know, you'd literally have to go to anv.me, annev.me, to be able to find it. I'll just keep it on YouTube for now and figure out what vlogs are the best ones to do and keep doing those. It might come down to one vlog a week, that one vlog being like me being out and about, like going to Starbucks, running errands, doing those kind of things, because that's probably the most interesting thing. Me going to work and bitching about transportation and worrying about, will the driver find the right door? Will the driver that picks me up to take me home, find the right door? Anytime vehicle, when are you going to come? I hate these half-hour long windows that I'm finding out about the one that... Hold on.
Should be arriving within the next 15 minutes.
Thank you. The point is, that's going to be a pain in the butt for you to watch really fast, I'm sure. You don't want to see that every single video. You've already seen that for 2 or 3 videos. Well, anyway, what I think I'm going to do is turn this off and get ready to go and not necessarily take my vlogging camera. I've got other devices that... vlogging camera. MP3 recorder that I specifically use for this. There are other devices that I can use if I want to vlog on the go, just spontaneously. Or I could throw this. I mean, this is easy to carry around, but I don't know. Maybe part of me just isn't in the mood to vlog today. whatever. The point is, my vehicle will be here soon, and it's a vast relief that it's not a cab that just as easily could be driven by someone who cannot communicate with me. Of course, there's that possibility with the door-to-door transit drivers too, but if they're overwhelmingly impossible to communicate with, they shouldn't have this job. Anyway, I'll talk to you when I get home from work if there's anything to say. I'm just gonna put an end to this. Hi everyone, it's Wednesday. I'm going to call door-to-door transit customer service. Not because I have anything overtly against this driver. He did say something about how hard it was to find, which makes me kind of nervous about... I mean, am I ever not nervous about door-to-door transit? I don't like having to use these guys. I've already bitched about that, but the point is, it was a blessing in disguise that my housekeeper that was supposed to show up at 3 o'clock today had something come up and was not able to come in. Because it's freaking 3:17 and I'm still en route. It's going to be like 3:30 by the time I get home. This is exactly what I told them I couldn't have happened. I mean, if she had shown up, I don't know what we would have done. One of two things is going to happen. Either she and I are going to have a conversation about maybe her working on my day off work, which I really kind of like having that day off, not to worry about much. But I just don't know that I can be trusted to always get home on a work day at 3 o'clock. She's either going to have to work like on Friday, or I need a recourse to taking door-to-door transit on a day that she's supposed to come, which today, frankly, I didn't have. I have 2 people that I can call on, and today they both said I can't do it. So I didn't have any choice. I may have to just, on days like today, I may have to say, door-to-door transit, get me home by 2:30. Boss, I'm sorry, I'm out of here early. We'll have to work it out. We'll have to, I mean, a lot of bosses would say, tough shit, you need to be here for as long as we need you here, which is one of several reasons why I really need to be grateful for this job. But if this had to happen, I'm glad that it'll at least happen on a day that my housekeeper ended up being absent, because if she'd not been absent, I don't know how we would have dealt with this. Would I have had to pay her to sit out in front of the apartment building waiting for me to get home so that she could start doing what she had to do? I wouldn't have blamed her if she had expected that from me. But that's not something I can afford to do. It's about the fact that even though I said, have me home by this time, they had me home way after. We'll see what time it is when I finally get into my apartment. And by the way, in case you're wondering, I am using my Braille Sense to vlog because I left my vlogging camera at home, and he's got a good audio recorder on him, better than the on-hand. I left the on-hand at home too. But the point is, when I really want to vlog and I haven't got the vlogging camera, he will definitely do. Even the on-hand will do if I'm using him as a backup in a pinch. I mean, in hindsight, I probably should have told him, have me there by 2:30. But, I mean, they dropped someone else off. And now we're probably on the way to get me home, which is to be expected from door-to-door transit. But, I mean, let's put this into perspective. The window was 155 to 225. It was 2:49 before they finally showed up. Something's wrong with that right there. Okay. And then when it was 2:49 when they finally showed up, of course I couldn't expect to be there by 3. And then, typical door-to-door transit shared ride service, we didn't go straight to my place. We had to stop on the way, which I have definitely come to expect, but I mean, I think there's two things going on. Number one, I should have told him to get me there earlier. Number two, what happened? But it's just a general screwed up system that I have an appointment at 3 and the only possible way I have to get home can't get me there by 3. I had no recourse today, and this happened. And thank God she happened to not be available, because that just would not have worked out well. I don't know what we would have done. I seriously do not know what we would have done. I am not going to have time to deal with calling customer service when I finally get home. I'll probably have to do it after work tomorrow. If I was not so committed to this weekly group coaching that I was a part of, I would not be there today. I have 10 minutes and counting down before that meeting is supposed to start, and I just now got here. Yeah, I don't have a freaking minute to call door-to-door customer service and say, what went wrong today? And I'm not doing it during my work hours either. So I'll just have to do it after work tomorrow. But hopefully I'll get there at a decent amount of time. Even if I don't have anything going tomorrow. So first of all, let's hope that the person who was able to help me on Tuesday will be able to do it tomorrow. I asked him yesterday and he's like, well, it's probably going to be tomorrow night before I can actually tell you. If you can't, I've got a door-to-door transit window, but if I end up having to count on door-to-door transit tomorrow, will they actually show up within the window? Or will they show up half a damn hour later like they did today? God. Alright, I've got to pull it together and show up at this meeting. You know what? Why do I not just use my Braille Sense to vlog? These are really good recordings. I know that the Braille Sense has got a good recorder on him. I don't know why I complicate things by having a separate vlogging recorder. But Braille Sensor vlogging recorder, you're getting a good recording. Anyway. See you next time I want to vlog something, or... Yeah. It's Thursday. I'm really not feeling like I want to deal with anything. I would like to just get through this work day, go home, and just call it a week already. Just not do anything. Either today or tomorrow. I should do it today, but I think I might wait until tomorrow. We'll see. What it is, I intend to call door-to-door transit customer service about yesterday. There is no reason. They are so lucky that she canceled on me the day of. I would be downright pissed if she hadn't, because she would have shown up and I would not have been there, because they didn't even come within the window and then spent forever trying to get me home. Part of me wants to deal with it over lunch, but a 15-minute lunch break, I mean, you just have time to eat, not to eat and call customer service and have a word with them. Part of me wants to just do it and get it over with, but I'm like, no. That'll have me coming back to work late, which they don't like micromanage around here, but I don't want to take advantage of the fact that I could get away with, you know, whatever. I just don't like to be that kind of worker. So I'll probably, either when I get home or at home tomorrow, I will call them and deal with this. Okay, I'm home, and let's get this over with. Call customer service.
Calling customer service. Work.
Well, I want to talk about yesterday. I'll deal with the minor thing first. Would it be possible to add something to the notes in the frequent? Can we put a note in there saying that there's a sign on the door? That way, maybe if they know they're looking for a sign, it might help. Okay, and the other thing, I don't think that had anything to do with the rest of the story, but I wanted to make sure that that got taken care of. Now, what I really want to talk about, when I reserved this ride, I specifically said that I wanted to be home by 3. Tell me why it was 2:49 when the vehicle even showed up, and then I did not get home until 3:50. You guys should be very grateful that the day of, the person that I was supposed to meet over here had something come up and wasn't able to come into work. Because had she shown up at 3 and I had not arrived until 3:50, you would have been dealing with a very angry customer. Now I'm not as angry as I am just concerned about, you know, what if this happens again? Or what if... Let's hope it's better than that. Aha. I do understand the stop on the way back. That was typical. But by that time it was way past... yeah, and I actually called dispatch and she said something about they're running behind, but the computer wasn't updating it. Yeah, it was kind of curious, but eventually they finally, and apparently they were circling around the place for 25 minutes, but my office coordinator never saw them. They were all over the area, never even zeroing in on. Okay, well, yeah, it sounds like he didn't know where he was going and he should have called in. It wasn't even about were they at the right door or were they not at the right door. They didn't even know where was. They should have called dispatch 20 minutes before and said, I'm on 165th and Sandy and I have no idea where the hell I'm going. Alright. Okay, well, thanks. Okay, I don't know how much of that I'm going to allow you to hear, but it sounds like... Okay, let's see. 2:49 was when they arrived. And they spent 25 minutes driving around the whole area of my workplace, never pulling up into the workplace, just kind of wandering around, like, my workplace, the area around it, going, where the hell is this place? Asking themselves where the hell this place was instead of pulling over and saying, hey, dispatch, I have no idea where this damn place is. So, if 2:49 minus 25... They arrived at 2:24. They couldn't figure out where they were supposed to go when it came to actually not even going to the right door, just finding the right building. They were too far away for the office coordinator to intercept them. Even that, though, that still would have been, even if he would have shown up at 2:25, I would have shown up at 3:25. Well, there's two things. Number one, he should have reached out to dispatch before the 25-minute mark when he was driving around, like, the whole neighborhood trying to figure out where my workplace was. Number two, that route shouldn't have been set up the way it was when I said I want to be there at 3. If you're picking me up at 2:25 or 2:24 right at the end of the window, you don't put somebody else on that route to drop off first when I need to be home, when I need to be home. That person should have been diverted, or I don't know what their situation was, but with all due respect to them, maybe they could have waited. I mean, I don't really wish a long door-to-door transit ride on any of my fellow riders, but yeah, that could have been routed differently, and that driver should have reached out when he couldn't figure out where the workplace even was. It wasn't even about the door, it was about, where is this place? So, now I hope you understand why it's easier to deal with people that you know than to have to deal with somebody that you don't necessarily know. They don't know where they're going. They don't know how to find me. Ugh. And on that note, I'm going to end this vlog and say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Check out anv.me. Check out Aira. Check out Shipped. And you'll hear from me in the next video. Bye.